And we're live. Hello. It's been a while. It's been a minute since we've been live. This is the annual TCR official fantasy football mock draft. And the draft just went live. I'm here with Simon. Say hello to all the folks, Simon.
Hello there. I am on the clock, so pardon me if I'm, paying attention. But my choice is kind of easy, so.
Right. So there we go. Okay. So, sorry, just had X Twitter is telling me that I have to have a premium to go live on Twitter. So I guess they've changed that. Well, I'm not paying someone a penny of money for that. So, but yes, we're live, hanging out with Simon, and I am picking 11th. I feel like something feels fixed or rigged about that. I'm gonna have to ask Brian. What's up with that, Brian? Huh? All right, but we've got the board up here that's showing all the picks as they go. And let's see, you are
I was number one.
Raiders. So you went with Christian McCaffrey, the obvious pick. Okay.
I did.
Well, that makes sense. All right, so we got a little bit to line up. So Christian McCaffrey, then CeeDee Lamb, then Tyreek Hill, now Breece Hall. Okay. So here we go. So, yeah, we're just going to hang out while we draft. Some of the folks who are in the league are in the chat, and anyone else who might be watching, thanks for watching and hanging out with us. And we may have a few other people drop in, maybe not. I don't know. But, yeah, we're going to do our mock draft. So pick number 5, Mono 187 is up. Let's see who he takes. And – man, I guess I do. One thing I don't mind about picking later is I've always kind of liked the pick around the bend or near the bend because, getting two quality players at close together. Of course, and waiting for the next set is a bit. What's up, Mizaki Felix? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, it's been a while. We'll start doing some live streams once the games are here. My plan is to do at least one live stream a week, maybe something else. We'll see how that goes. All right. So we had Bijan Robinson, Amon St. Brown, and now Jorge's legacy went Jamar Chase. More money, more problems? Is up. Marvin Harrison Jr. went. Okay.
Wow, that feels early.
Yeah,
that feels quite early.
Let's talk about that because. We're all excited about Marvin Harrison Jr. We love the pick. We're excited about his future. I'm actually with you a little bit that in terms of just from a fantasy perspective, the idea that he went before Justin Jefferson, I know there's quarterback issues, injuries and stuff, but like next year, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a first round fantasy player. Oh, am I up? Oh, is it my pick? It's my turn. I better. Oh, and speaking of whom, Justin Jefferson's still on the board. I'm taking Justin Jefferson. I don't care. Quarterback be danged. Like Marvin Harrison Jr., he's going to be great, I think. I think he's going to have a great rookie year. I think next year you're going to be taking him in the first round of the fantasy of your fantasy draft. I feel like it's a little early to – rookie season, I just think with the run-heavy offense we're going to be looking at with the Cardinals, I'm just a little leery of that. That's just my thoughts. What do you think?
Sorry, sorry. Pardon. I apologize. I was paying attention to something.
We're talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. as a first-round pick this year, feeling like I wouldn't be comfortable taking him in the first round this year, next year maybe, but I just feel like run-heavy offense, rookie year. I think he's going to be really good. I just don't know that I would take him as a first-round fantasy player this year.
Yeah, I agree. You are on the clock, so if you
just picked, I think. Now it's the 2023 TCR champs. I've made my 2 picks. I
think you got some great players. I'm quite jealous, actually.
Jefferson and Barkley?
Yeah, but back to the Marvin Harrison Jr. Don't get me wrong, I think he's a great player, but right now he's still unproven. Right now, I feel like it's a little bit of a risk. So you'd rather take the known commodity, I would feel.
Yeah, it is a Cardinal-centered draft room after all, so as Mono says. But yeah, and I think he's going to be good. And I think as long as he's healthy, then it's not that you're going to regret that pick. It's just he might not produce at a first-round fantasy first round pick level his rookie year, second year probably, but we'll see though. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope they prove that he proves me wrong. And he has just like an even better season than we think he's going to have. So let's see, you're first. So we got a bit till you come up. So let's see. Ooh, Lightning McBride went with Wilson, Puka, Nukuas, and went double wide receivers.
Just so people remember, this is PPR. We got a couple of funny rules this year. No kickers. So I don't know. I personally like the kickers. I think they add a spice of life. They're the variety, or they add spice.
Kickers are people too, right?
They're people too.
Yeah, I mean, I if it's me and I'm making the rules for the league, there's going to be a kicker, but the powers that be didn't want it, and that's fine. Go with it. But it's a little bit of a twist, isn't it? A spin on that.
A little bit.
But another spin is we've got 2 flex spots, but neither of them are quarterbacks, so it's not that super flex. But we do have 2 flex spots. What's up, Avery? So let's say hey to all the folks who are in the house. We've got Dana Robinson. What is up? She's playing as Goblin Attack, or that's her team. We got Mono. We've got Cavalier. We have Mizaki popped in. I said hey earlier, and then we've got Avery. So thanks all for hanging out with us. Yeah. All right. So Mono's went the double running backs, Bajan and Jahmyr Gibbs. That's gonna be a nice running back room right there. Breece Hall as the second running back. How do you feel about that?
That wouldn't have been my choice. I would have preferred Bijan Robinson. And just because I don't think Breece Hall will do the same thing that he did last year. I think people are looking too into last year's stats, and now that Rodgers is supposedly back, he definitely will play a little bit differently than Zach Wilson or whomever was the Jets quarterbacks at the time. A little bit of a stable.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, we got so Avery's awesome team has got a double dip of Miami speedsters, Tyreek Hill and Devon Achane. And you're coming up next, so Dana's on the board. Who does Dana pick? Brian's disappointed, mad even that he didn't get Marvin Harrison Jr. pick before him. That's how it goes.
I would have liked Achane, actually.
Yeah. Man. All right.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs. Okay.
Wow. That was gonna be my choice.
Uh-oh. Dana took your place.
I'm quite mad. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna go with the safe for a couple of. I'm gonna take Olave, and I will take Brandon.
Okay. So you got a couple of 49ers, so you hate the Cardinals clearly. But you got some studs there. I love Olave. Loved him coming out in the draft. Right.
I was really aiming for a running back, and Travis Etienne was there. But I read some articles about how Peterson over at the Jaguars, he likes to do a 2 running back system actually, and so Etienne might get a fewer touches than he did in previous years.
Right. Interesting. Mizaki Felix is not taking Harrison out of principle. I think Mizaki Felix was on one of the people who was, I believe, if I remember correctly, on board with wanting to trade back, or maybe go in a different direction.
And just to point out, I'm obviously a Cardinals fan. I'm not a 49ers fan per se. But if I went CMC, or if I go if I invest in San Francisco, I feel like it makes sense for me to not split those split those wins, or split the players. I think it just helps my winning chances overall.
Gotcha. In terms of like just having players going with multiple players on the same offense because you believe in the offense, is that the philosophy?
Yeah, but also if they play each other, then there's going to be some sort of conflict.
Okay, gotcha. So let's see. We had Travis Kelce goes in the third round. I don't like going tight end that early. I know he's great. I just don't. But that's just my kind of the approach I take. Devontae Adams just went. We got Mono 187. What quarterback? Josh Allen. Wow. Okay, now we got another tight end. Sam Laporta went. Okay.
ETN's still on the board.
Yeah. I think what you said might be influencing people.
I mean, I if he's still there on the board, well, it comes to me. I may or may not take him. I don't know.
Whoops, DJ Moore has a week 7 bye, so probably a mistake there. I guess. Yeah, I don't worry about bye weeks too much. Trey McBride. We have Trey McBride. What his legacy?
There's a run on tight ends.
Yeah. Right.
You better take one now.
Yeah, or now up there's your guy. He's gone. Etienne's gone. All right. So I'll tell you what. One of the things I really like about, especially if I have a turn picks like I do, you notice I took a receiver and a running back, and I really like doing that early because now that I'm on the board, I don't have to worry about reaching like one way or the other. That if I felt like I needed to get a running back or quarterback. Okay. So we've got Nico Collins, Cooper Kupp, or Deebo Samuel. All of those would be great options. Boy, I'm going to say this is tough, but I'm going to go ahead and take Cooper Kupp. Any one of those would have been fine. Yes. Now let's see who's up my next turn. So pick 12. Easy no steroids would have taken Collins. Okay. Yeah. I think either one. Okay. So it's me. So Deebo Samuel, Devontae Smith, Pittman. We've got some quarterbacks. I could go high-end quarterback if I wanted to. Do I want to? Ooh, it is so tempting. So tempting because I often don't go high-end quarterback. I do have some really good receivers. Oh, you know what?
Uh-oh.
I did it. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Believing in my guy. I've been a Kyler defender from day one.
Wow.
He wasn't going to be there my next pick. So anyone who says I reached, he was going to be gone my next pick. So I got my guy.
Very nice. Very nice.
So there we go. Putting my money where my mouth is. Malik Neighbors, nice. I'll tell you, I like Malik Neighbors as a pick. I think he's going to be really good.
Really above Devonta Smith. Above.
See, Mono's got this. Now you got to cheer for my team now, right? So Cavalier was about to reach for him. Yeah, nice. Cavalier saying nice. So all right, Listen, I passed on Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and in the end, I think those guys will probably, at least Lamar Jackson, will have more fantasy points than Kyler. And I'm buying Kyler stock, but I want to be able to. This was a pick from my heart. I mean, I believe he's going to be good, obviously this year, but I'm just excited to get to cheer for him on my team. So, and I'm wearing his jersey today. Did I tell you, I bought this jersey? So I live in Georgia, folks know, and I went down to Albany, Georgia, and went to I think it was like Ross or Marshall, one of those discount stores. And just, walking around looking, and I found this one Cardinals jersey there on sale, and it's the old type, but like randomly in Albany, Georgia, I found a Kyler Murray jersey, and it was the only one there on the rack, the only jerseys, NFL jersey. So it was meant to be. So obviously, and it was even in my size. So like, I totally bought it. All right, I'm happy about Kyler, even if it ended up being a little bit of a reach. Deebo Samuel's still on the board. Someone's going to get a value there.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a running quarterbacks going, right?
Yeah.
James Conner's off the board. Listen, I am buying Conner's stock too. I mean, I know we all know, but I think people are undervaluing him in terms of the fantasy world with how efficient this offense is going to be. Obviously, the health is the one concern, but I think Conner is a great pick there for what his legacy or legendary team.
Have you done a lot of mocks this year, Joe?
I actually have not.
Mocks. Have you done? Sorry, not mocks. Normal drafts, because I know you're involved in might be involved in other leagues.
I'll tell you, I have 3 drafts this week coming up. I have one, obviously this one, and then I have one Monday night and Tuesday night. I did do one, kind of a last minute one on Wednesday. So funny story. My brother texted me. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm at an open mic night. There's an open mic night here in town. I like to go down there and play some songs on my guitar." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an open mic. I'm just hanging out. Why? What's up?" He's like, "Oh, well, I need someone in my fantasy league. I've got this open spot that I had," and there was a long story, but anyway. And it's like, "Well, I'll join in. I might, I'm here, so I might be able to make some of my picks on my phone, but I might be auto drafting for some of my picks, but I don't mind. I'll fill it in, even if it's an auto draft team, whatever." So I got into that league. So I did a draft from kind of the restaurant/bar between going up and singing songs. And there were half of my picks. I was up on stage singing songs and couldn't pick them, and they were auto draft. And the other half I actually got to pick. So that was the one draft I was in, but I really didn't get to pay attention to what I was doing. So, you're on the board. So Joe Mixon. Okay. So who are we going to get for the other pick in the turn? Rashee Rice. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mixon and Houston. I'll tell you what. Elias, can you guys rate one of my teams? All right. Give us your team and we'll give you our opinions. Yeah.
By the way, we're by no means draft experts.
Yeah. So take it with a grain of salt. But if you want to hear our thoughts, glad to share my semi-informed opinions. So yeah. All right. We've got Kyle Pitts just went off the board. Yeah. So
this board is not playing out the way that my mocks have gone. I will say that everything I've done right now has been quite left field, but
okay.
It's still somewhat within the philosophy of what I was looking for.
Okay, nice. Cavalier 2023 champ's going to look at the team too. All right, so here's the team: 16-man PPR. Okay, quarterbacks, quarterback Goff, running backs Aaron Jones, James Conner, wide receivers Hill, Nico Collins, Laporte, Flex, Sen, Ryan Thomas, Street Benson, Rico Down, Hold, Arnold each. I think for a 16-team league, thinking about how thin the talent goes, I think that's solid, right? What do you think?
I agree.
I would say I really like Goff as a fantasy quarterback. He's going to put up good numbers. He's not going to go as early as like the Mahomes and Lamar Jacksons. He's going to go in that second tier ish, maybe. But yeah, go ahead. What do you think?
This is quite outstanding in my opinion. I think he got great value with Goff. I think he got great value with Let's see here. Who do we got?
Look at the first two receivers, Hill and Nico Collins in a 16-team league, and Laporta.
Laporta.
I think he maybe went a little. Yeah, he didn't go early with the running backs, right? But I don't mind that, right? I mean, getting Connor and his handcuff, right? Aaron Jones.
I think Benson is great. I'm tipping, but I think Benson's a great handcuff.
Yeah, I will tell you, in the league that one I drafted with my brother's league, I got the Connor Benson duo, and that with how efficient the Cardinals' running game is, if you get those two, you have maybe one gets injured, whatever, maybe one of them takes lead, but you're going to have a good running back between those two, and I know people may be worried that is it going to be a committee. Even if it is, look at what Cleveland did, with the committee with they have the two running backs, right? Chubb and the other guy who was with the Chiefs previously. I forget his name, it's escaping me. But they both were really productive fantasy running backs a couple years ago. So that Cleveland offense, which we're built based on, are very similar to, right? Or where Petson comes from. One of those two running backs are going to be really good, and you might be able to play both of them at points. So, especially in a flex. All right, I'm coming up soon.
Yep.
And the way the board's falling, there's some nice players out there. Now, all right, I'm on the clock. I have two receivers, a quarterback, and one running back. So I really ought to try to get a running back. But I also see just some really great value at receiver. Now, Diggs and McLaurin and Zay Flowers are all on the board. Diggs is a great player, but there's a lot of good receivers in Houston, including Tate Dell, who's coming up behind him. And but then there's George Pickens, who I really like. But I'm going to take McLaurin. I think he is the guy there, even if the offense isn't great. And now with my next pick, as much as I like some of these, I probably really need to think about a running back because I only have one. And so we're going to look at probably know who I'm going to take. But someone else is going before me, so I probably shouldn't. My whoever's at the bed is going to get the Lightning. McBride's taking the next two running backs and they have three receivers, so they're totally doing that. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know what though? They were going to take running back either way because they have a quarterback and three receivers, so they're going to take another running back here probably. My brain wasn't working.
You misplayed that. You misplayed that a little bit.
And they got David Montgomery. Okay, so now, they were going to go two running backs, but I forgot that they had to go before my pick and run the bend. All right. So we have Ramondre Stevenson, New England running back. I don't like. I know Belichick isn't there anymore, but the New England running back stink just still is in my head. And then there's Najee Harris, who is probably, I know. Let's see. Dang it. You know what? No, forget that. I'm taking Stephon Diggs. I am not going to reach here. I got one running back last pick, right?
It's not that much of a reach. It's
one
round. One round. It was too good. You know what? I got four really good receivers. I'm just going to have to find. I've got one good running back. I'm just going to have to find someone, who pops a running back. Yeah.
So here's the thing. It's a PPR league, so now. For my two receivers, Jefferson and Kupp, and then my flex are McLaurin and Diggs. Right?
Yeah.
So
you'll get your targets. So
yeah. So I'm just gonna have to figure out the running back thing. Barkley, please don't get hurt.
I don't want to tip my hand, but there is one of the running backs that you were contemplating on the board that I do quite like, and if it falls to me, I will talk about my rationale. But,
yeah. All right, I am going. Oh, we got someone. Someone just jumped in. Brandon, what is up, dude?
Hello, friends.
Hello, friend. How are you?
Good.
Brandon, hello.
Hey, what's up? I'm pretty happy. I've been in the 4 slot, so I was not expecting to go running back, but I'm glad I did, seeing how the board fell. I've gotten some value at wide receiver now with Devontae Adams and Amari Cooper. So far so good for me.
Yeah, no, that's a nice group you've got for sure.
Everything going according to plan for you, I guess.
Yeah, I was really debating the Breece Hall pick between him and Jamar Chase, but I feel comfortable. The Jets really invested in their O-line, so I think he's going to have a big year.
Nice. Was that your rationale, kind of just thinking it's going to be a really good run offense with that offensive line?
Yeah, and I didn't really expect to get the value at wide receiver, but knew I could get some value there later.
Yeah. Gotcha. No, like when I look at what you did get in receiver, I mean, Devontae Adams, obviously really love Devontae Smith. So it's a Devontae heavy team. And Amari Cooper, I mean, that's a solid, group of receivers right there, especially for having gone running back so early. So, yeah. I think, am I the most receiver heavy team right now? I think I might be. I have 4 receivers. I don't think anyone else has 4 receivers yet.
Do I? No, I don't.
My strategy is just like is to not. My strategy is really just, again, to look for value players that I think slide and I'm like, you can't pass up, or once in a while I'll reach like I did for Kyler, but I do like, and I mentioned this earlier, I do like trying to get a running back and a receiver in your first 2 picks. That way, like if you go receiver in your first 2 rounds, and then you start to panic and maybe reach for running backs later if you don't have someone, or if you go running back, you feel like you got to take receivers, although that's less precarious than going receiver than having to scramble for running backs. But unless you buy into the, full on into the RB0 approach. But
well, Brandon, you took my quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I don't love what I see happening at quarterback when it's my turn to pick again. So Dak it is.
Right. I tell you, I often kind of wait on quarterback and wait a little longer than I should have, and then end up not excited.
I learned that the hard way last year. I ended up with Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, and it was not a good time. So, yeah, that's not good.
I think in my other league, I ended up with who did I end up with? I'll check on that before I say. But in the league that I drafted with my brother, I ended up with, on that team, Matthew Stafford and Justin Herbert. And because I waited late, which isn't too bad, I think. But
yeah, they both got hurt, unfortunately. But
okay, I'm on the clock. I'm going to do a little bit of a reach because there is a player that I do want, and I don't like any of the options behind him. I am taking.
Okay, interesting.
And the running back that I was alluding to when it was when
Harris?
I took Harris because what was his name? Arthur Smith is now with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay,
and also Jaylen Warren is currently, I believe, injured.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting, at least in the beginning, for Harris to pop maybe a little bit.
And
right.
they're another team that invested through the draft in the O-line with Fatanu, and they got Zach Frazier. So, yeah, I like that one.
I mean, that's who I was probably going to take if I did go running back, but I just again, Diggs was still sitting there, and a round earlier I wasn't going to take Diggs, but for the reasons I talked about, all the receivers there, but just him still sitting there, I ended up going with that. But yeah, Harris is a nice pick. I think the presence of Warren down. I'm not going to say concerned me, but like even though he's injured, that's the fact that it's maybe a little bit of a timeshare there. Kind of, pushed him down a little bit for me, but I'm splitting hairs there. So, all right, you're up now. So, how are we following up the Prescott pick?
I'm debating between. It looks like running back might be the pick here. I'm going to pick the guy who is sort of reported as being the number one guy in their room and take Javonte Williams.
Okay, there you go.
Good choice.
Yeah. I'm going to have some interesting decisions to make coming up. We'll see how the board goes, but I do see someone that I might be interested in taking. All right. Tight ends are starting to be gone. All right, let's see. More money is on the board.
Interesting how Jorge or George, however you pronounce it, he took two tight ends.
Yeah, I think could play one of them that second flex, or just the idea that those second tight ends are going to go. It's going to be pretty thin, which I don't have any yet, so I might be in a little bit of trouble. I just kind of with tight end, I just always just kind of wait and find someone. All right, I'm coming up soon. Oh, it's my turn to draft. Okay. So I really kind of needed a running back. And really kind of need a running back. Don't love really any of the options, but we're just going to go with Tony Pollard. Godwin's gone. All right, let's see who goes next. All right, David. Okay, now the next running back, I'm going to go down a little further down the board, but the guy I'm going to take is a guy I think is the one of the running backs I'm looking at right now in the near future is the one who feels like he's most likely to be the number one in the team. That's Devin Singletary. So, there's a lot of guys that you look at. Brian Robinson Jr. kind of maybe, okay, but maybe not. I don't know. Warren is splitting, Tajay Spears is splitting, and such, but both of the Cincinnati running backs coming up. But it feels like Singletary is the one who's most likely to be the lead back in his team. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that's quite a safe choice for running back in these later or middle rounds.
Yeah,
I think for the New York Giants, yeah, I'm not a big believer in Daniel Jones, to say the least. I think he might, and their offensive line. So I feel like if they get rushed, he's going to have to need to check down quite frequently. And who's there to pick up those receptions? Devin Singletary. So I think you got a great choice. So
here's hoping, right? And with where I'm at, there's not this late. There's a lot of the picks you're taking this late are a little bit more of upside picks, but I wanted to, because I only had one running back, I want at least one safe pick there, hopefully. So we'll see.
Mr. Trey Benson went off the board.
All right.
Wow.
To someone who did not have James Conner, though.
Yeah.
So he is not. So he's either going to have to trade whoever the owner of James Conner in this league, which is Jorge, is going to have to do a trade if he wants his handcuff. And he's on the board now. He's probably cursing at his screen that his handcuff that he probably wanted this pick. I'm guessing that's what happened. He's probably really, really not happy right now that the 2 picks before someone stole his handcuff.
This is what happens in these leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what happens every year. We all the Cardinals go high.
Yep. 100%.
The question is, where does Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch go?
Right. Oh.
Just for laughs, I might even take Matt Prater as my last choice.
Just for grins and giggles. All right, so
Pretty easy choice for me here.
yeah,
A lot of good reporting out of Seahawks camp about the connection that JSN and Geno Smith have kind of put together. So
nice,
that's where I'm going.
Nice. This late, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I had JSN early on when he was a rookie. I drafted him last year, and he did nothing for me for the first half of the season. I ended up dropping him, and then he popped, and that always happens every single time. For these rookies, you just never know when they actually start or when they kind of click or when they get it.
All right.
Oh, quite a reach for Avery right there, with J.K. Dobbins. I'm not saying it's bad.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm just saying it's I'm just not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, Dana. Come to the principal's office, Dana. Dana, you just took my next pick.
Oh, Bowers.
Like I was going to take him for my tight end. Dana, I am so who's reaching, huh? All right, Dana. You are not on my Christmas card list.
So
Dana. You're back. See, like you don't need him. You've already got a tight end. Grandizer, thanks for being here, hanging out with us. We're doing our fantasy football mock draft. Dana, I mean, of course, this is like, totally the most sincere form of flattery, but dang it, Dana. All right, fine.
Choices now. We're in the later rounds here.
I was surprised Brock Bowers didn't go earlier and wasn't ranked higher. I know rookie tight ends often struggle, like so. But as good as he's supposed to be, I would have figured he would have gone earlier and would have been ranked higher in the Yahoo's rankings. But
We've got a defense off the board.
It's a very good one. I will say that. So at least it's not a. At least it's well thought out. I would hope. Interesting choice for you, Brandon. Want to talk it through?
Yeah. I just feel like getting a piece of the Chiefs offense is good. He's a rookie. Hollywood's hurt, so I think there's some value with Worthy here.
Are they playing him on the outside this year? Do you know?
I think so, just because they have Kelsey as sort of the power slot kind of option, but I didn't watch a whole lot of their preseason to really tell. Let's see.
All right, I'm coming up soon.
Okay, so PFF has it as a 50-50 split. He played 23 snaps, 11 wide and 12 in the slot. So you could mix it up with Worthy.
Interesting. Let me just take a quick. I can take a quick peek at his stats as well.
Little play on the Jimi Hendrix song. Hey Joe, where you going with that fantasy football league in your head? Nice. No one's going to take Christian Kirk. Someone will.
Someone will.
Not me. I mean, no, I don't have any issues with him. I just not watch him be just last so long that the value is just too good, right?
Said he's questionable. I didn't. Is he injured?
I don't know. Yeah, 12 players in the league, only 6 likes. Come on. Got to at least get 12 likes on this video from or 11. I'm not going to like my own video, I guess, because, but right?
Says he missed 2 weeks of camp with a calf injury. Christian Kirk, that is.
I am on the board. No, I'm not taking Christian Kirk, as tempting as it might be.
Michael Wilson's off the board.
Yeah, Michael Wilson goes.
Love Michael Wilson, but I feel like that's early. Okay. Oh, loady. I'm going to do something.
Uh-oh. George?
It's not
Raider? Cardinals defense?
No. It's not nearly as profound as it sounds.
Oh.
I'm going to pick a player.
I think the Bengals backfield is one of the more interesting ones, actually, because it's kind of
Christian Kirk's off the board. Yeah. Oh, Lightning McBride, you jerk.
Oh, he tried to get both halves.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
How do we feel about Mike Evans? I'll let you all go first. How do you feel about Mike Evans?
they brought Baker back. It's the same group. I like it. He just seems to be, a consistent 1,000-yard guy. So,
obviously the record's there, his reputation's there. Dave Canales is not there anymore, so not to say that things might change, because who else does Baker really have to throw to? But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with Mike Evans.
All right. I like Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is so consistent. I think he's a guy, like, he has a high floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's barring injury, which you could say that for any player, but he's healthy pretty consistently. You're just going to get solid production out of him. Maybe he doesn't have this. His ceiling is actually pretty good too, but it's, to me, he maybe, because he's been around for so long and there's so many other names that are newer and sexier, we forget about him. But he is just, to me, he is you take him, you're not going to regret having him. He's going to be solid for you. So to me, yeah, I think it's a solid pick. Now, I'm not taking him first round, but yeah. All right. So did you all see what I did with my last pick? Any raised eyebrows at that?
I'm sorry.
okay.
Who are we referring to?
An IR stash. Yeah, I like.
Oh, Nick Chubb.
TJ Hawkinson. He's on the end. He's on the, yeah, he's kind of, I think the pup reserve, whatever. So miss at least 4 games. Mm-hmm. But he's going to come back at some point, and when he gets up to speed, he has the potential to be top 3 to 5 tight end for the stretch. So it's kind of like, I'm going to need another tight end, but all the other options are going to, Dallas Goedert was an option, but he's also going to, he's taken, but he's kind of banged up. So I was going to have to end up with a lesser tight end on my roster anyway. So I figured I will reach for him. Yeah, I'm gonna reach for him a little bit and know that down the stretch I'm gonna have potentially elite tight end play, and then just get a guy, for the first part.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was gonna be with how late I waited, I was gonna be playing a just a guy tight end anyway, right? But by grabbing Hawkinson, I've got, at least down the stretch, second half of the season, potentially high end play. So that was my thought process.
Not sure what to do here. I gotta pick quickly. I am gonna get a backup, I guess, for Olave.
See, if I hadn't taken a quarterback, this, like, right now is the time when the last guys you want to look at are still there, I think.
Yeah, Goff and Tua. Yeah,
those are really the last two. Like, Cousins will be okay. Stafford, I guess. I mean, I in my league I mentioned I've got Stafford and Herbert. So when Herbert comes back, hopefully play well. But the last two I'd feel comfortable with. And even with two, you hopefully he's healthy. But yeah.
Well, speaking of which, I'm going to take off just to have some insurance.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go, a Cardinal killer. You got Brock Purdy and the quarterback we can't beat. So you really do hate the Cardinals.
Apparently so.
So let's see. Ezekiel Elliott, he's still alive? Oh my goodness. Back with Dallas. Oh, Avery, you jerk.
Another good one.
You don't need 2 tight ends. You have Kelsey. That was the guy I was going to take as my kind of, just a guy tight end to kind of start. I mean, I like Firemouth, but yeah. Captain Joking, thank you for being here. Huge fan of the show. Already a sub. Quick question. Should I start Flowers against the Chiefs, or Flowers against Chiefs, or McLaurin against Tampa? I'm really high on McLaurin since he's literally the only target there. So Flowers in Baltimore, like, he's a nice player, but like, you've got Andrews and an offense that features Andrews, and then they have likely a dual tight end. They just never. It feels like receivers never really. They're good, but they don't put up big fantasy numbers there until they prove me otherwise in that offense. That's so. For me, I'm going McLaurin. But what do you guys think?
That's tough. If it was up to me, I would go with Flowers.
Okay.
He's gonna get targets. Lamar Jackson's gonna find a way to get him the ball.
But see, it's PPR. Like Cliff is going to get him all those, like Hopkins got, right? All those hook routes for 8 yards, right? But he's going to get a ton of them, like 14 receptions for 98 yards, right? Like, but the PPR monster. So I wouldn't doubt. And Cliff, for all the things we want to say about him, there's going to be a lot of passing, and that number one receiver. But yeah. Sorry, you were saying. I had to get that comment.
Yeah, it's close. I would just lean with the better quarterback throwing to him. So I would lean Flowers too.
Okay.
Nobody wants Hollywood Brown. Why? He's a great pickup, guys. Now, see, everyone, I believe, like in our Discord, was clamoring to try to re-sign Hollywood Brown, and I feel like I was the only one that was saying he was not worth re-signing, just because of exactly this, his injury history, and how he never really played any significant snaps last year, and didn't barely even practice, to be honest. So,
yeah,
I think it shows. I think we chose correctly.
I was surprised he didn't sign for more. I thought he was going to cost more than what they paid him, and not because I think he's but just receivers.
You're on the clock.
Oh, I'm on the clock. Okay. So thank you for that, for letting me know that. All right, I am on the clock, and I'm going to make sure I don't miss out on. And yeah, Dana, I agree. This is kind of my next guy. I took my other tight end, who I kind of like there. As she pointed out, rookie quarterback. Now, looking at my team, I mean, I've got my tight ends. I've got a pretty well-rounded team, actually. Actually, I might need to look at another receiver here. Let's see. Don't love the receiver options that are on the board, unfortunately. But that's how it goes here. All right. I'm going to take my full time on the clock to make this decision. I've got there's a bunch of players here who are upside players. And I've already got one receiver there. I don't know that offense is going to. I'll tell you what. Why not? Hollywood Brown. Yes, he's kind of banged up, injured, doubtful to start. But here's the deal. This late in the draft, what if he pops with Mahomes? You know what I'm saying? What if, that team hasn't, since Tyreek Hill left, Rashee Rice has emerged as a good receiver, but they haven't, they've gone with a lot of kind of journeyman receivers or guys that, were maybe later round. Like Hollywood Brown might be the most, I know people are going to give me crap about this. He might be one of the more talented receivers they've had on that roster since Tyreek Hill in terms of pure talent. And, it didn't work out as well here. He's banged up, but like a receiver as fast as he is, with Mahomes throwing to him when he's healthy, people might be looking at it down the stretch of the season and be like, wow, that was how did we let them get a receiver like that on the roster, right? And I would again, I know people are probably going to scoff at this, but like I always felt like Hollywood Brown's skill set in terms of the kind of receiver is very fast, a little bit shifty. Yes, he can get banged up. That's a concern. But like I always felt like in the right offense, he could be a poor man's Tyreek Hill. Like not nearly as good, but like that speedster who can get over the top. And if you use him like you use Tyreek Hill, he can be effective. And that's the kind of role he can play in an offense. I'm not saying he's anywhere at that level, but this is me talking myself into not feeling bad about that pick, right?
You took him over Greg Dortch.
I love Dortch. I love Dortch. How can you not love Dortch?
He's off the board, by the way.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I just don't know that. Like he's going to be effective. Yeah, very poor man's Tyreek Hill. Yeah, homeless man's Tyreek Hill. But like, I feel like this Cardinals offense is going to be so run heavy that even though Dortch is going to be very effective, I don't know if he's going to put the kind of numbers we're all hoping. Same with Michael Wilson. Again, I think of it like a little bit like with Baltimore's offense, a run heavy with a tight end, and then you've got Marvin Harrison Jr. as your alpha receiver. I just don't know that. I don't know how many targets there's going to be beyond to go around after McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. with a running offense like we're going to have.
And for Dortch, I think if you look at the number of tight ends they kept on the roster, this is a 12, 13 personnel team.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how much of the field he'll see. But
right. And yeah, they did say that. Yeah, I remember. Rondale Moore just can't stay healthy is his problem. Like, yeah, but yeah, they did say they couldn't draft. Hey, I was all in on Rondale Moore. So poor, it's nearly free. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, but like, there's a player can be not necessarily super fantasy productive, but can be really efficient. And like, I think Dortch is going to be like one of those things. And same with Michael Wilson. They may not get as many targets and as many yards and touchdowns as people would like, but they're going to play a role in this offense that's going to be super efficient and super useful. And like, like when Michael Wilson, he's going to be kind of probably more the move the chains kind of, possession receiver and sometimes red zone threat, but he's not going to get as many targets, but he's going to be much more efficient, I'm hopeful. And Dortch will be that guy that just every once in a while gets you some big play you didn't expect. It won't, it's going to be quality over quantity, I think, for those two guys. All right. Got some receivers going off the board. Joshua Palmer, Adonai Mitchell. You went with defense. All right. Dallas defense.
Yeah, I'm not going to get a defense until my very last pick, so I don't want to wait.
Granddads are saying, Joseph, in the studio, where's the guitars? Yeah, I'm in a kind of a different room than I used to be in. The guitars, I've got an electric guitar over there and an acoustic bass over there. My other guitars are in my living room. So, do I follow Faded Black Radio hosted by Jimmy Church, musician too? Well, no, I don't. But you check that out. But yeah, a lot of my guitars are in the living room. But yeah. All right. So Jahan Dotson just went. Okay. I was surprised they traded him. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. And with Cliff's offense, meaning all the receivers, any thoughts on why they traded Dotson?
The value is good, right? They got a third-round pick back. I just think it's one of those new regime, new guys kind of things. But
what was weird is, like, if you remember back while Cliff was here, like Dotson was the guy people had mocked to the Cardinals a lot, right? So you think, I mean, we don't know inside the room whether they liked him, I guess, or not.
Yeah.
But you would think if he was getting mocked so much that people thought he was a fit for Cliff's offense. I don't know. But I mean, looking at his numbers, 49 receptions, 518 yards. So, for a first round pick, I guess you could say he didn't produce like they would have hoped, 500 something yards both of his first 2 years. So, okay.
In preseason, actually, the second wide receiver, Diami Brown, was doing quite well, I believe.
Okay.
I think Jahan Dotton's a slot, so
Yeah.
but maybe they're going a little bit more 12 personnel, 21.
Yeah.
21.
Maybe it overlaps a bit too much with their plan for the McCaffrey brother they took. I don't know.
They definitely have a reason, right? So clearly there's a reason. Grender's saying Fade to Black Radar covers paranormal UFO monster scripted type stuff. Worked for Coast to Coast AM 2000s. Don't know if you knew that. Well, I'm definitely into paranormal stuff. Though Coast to Coast Radio is a little kind of not my speed. I'm a little more, but I'm familiar with them. But I definitely into the paranormal stuff. I do a lot of stuff with that for hobbies and even in my work, my research. So, all right, let's see. I'm going to be on the board soon. Last round pick master. All right, we're almost done with this draft. There's 2 rounds left, and all right, so I'm on the clock. All right. What do I do here? So, dang it. All right. I'm taking, if for some reason, I mean, he's still going to play some, and if for some reason,
Good handcuff.
if for some reason, Bijan, gets injured, all of a sudden I've got a 1,000-yard type of running back, someone who's done that, right? So, get my idea. Yeah, I'm definitely a defense is the team defense, the last thing I go for. All right. So we're on. It shows me on the clock. I am on the clock. I thought, okay, so let's go with. That's why I said get your defense, because I'm on the clock. I'm going to go with. Okay, here's one. I'm going Houston because they have a late bye and they have a defensive head coach in his second year. So with an elite pass rusher. You were giving me a heads up. Okay, thank you. I wasn't even. I didn't even know it's on the board. I'm just looking at other stuff. Good. They have a late buy, which I like. Right, buys me more time to let the roster settle before I have to drop someone to make room for my bye week defense. Right, and like I said, second year defensive head coach, building something. Anyway, yeah. All right. Kirk Cousins off the board. Tampa Bay.
Shotty got a sleeper, in my opinion. He got Xavier Legette.
Ooh, okay.
Not a lot of people talked about him.
Yeah.
Oh, Mono, why'd you do that? I wanted the entire 49ers roster. Why'd you do that?
Yeah. Ooh, Pale time, what is up? Joe, you ready for your favorite Rams, Kyron Williams, week 2? Oh, well, I'll tell you, Kyron's ready for his favorite opponent, the Cardinals, that's for sure. Man.
Peo, hello.
Yeah. Appreciate you dropping in, Zach. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I mean, our defense is, we've got some beef up front. We've signed some free agent defensive linemen. I'm not saying we're going to stop your guy, but he might not run for like 400 yards in his 2 games against us. That's all I'm saying. It might be, he might get 120 yards instead of 220. But returning punts, right? Yeah. Speaking of the devil, and he shall appear, right?
Those don't get added to our points, right? Punt returns?
I don't believe that's in our.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know if touchdowns do or not. Punt return touchdowns do or not. Well, if Brian, our league manager, is in the chat, he could probably tell us. Oh, Luke McCaffrey, the Washington receiver. The other McCaffrey brother.
Okay, last one. I was gonna for kicks and giggles, I was gonna take Prater, but I actually do want another backup running back, so I am taking Antonio.
I'm not going to ask it, but Grandi is asking it, Peo. So what do we got here on the clock?
Oh, did it not go?
Or maybe it's just not showing. Oh, I think it just doesn't show for some reason. Maybe.
No, I did it. I took Antonio Gibson. So there we go.
There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. So there goes our draft. So real quick, people in the chat looking at the draft, tell me who you think had the best draft, and you can't pick your own team. Looking at the picks, if you can see them, folks in the league, and or maybe a favorite pick and pick that scratch your head, or that you're scratching your head over. And gents in the stream with me, do you have any thoughts about drafts that you really like? Drafts that you're scratching your head about?
I like Dana's top end talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think some two tight ends a little bit questionable, but otherwise it's quite solid. Let me see. I haven't had a chance to look at the back half yet. So, Brandon, your thoughts?
I can see why his name's Cavalier in the Discord. Won the fantasy championship last year. I really like what they put together. Jonathan Taylor, I think Drake London's going to have a big year. Metcalf, maybe a little light on running back.
A little. He's got 2 running backs. He's going to be picking or three. One of them.
Work the waivers a little bit there, but.
Oh.
I mean, if Marvin pans out, more money, we'll have quite a good roster, I think. Actually, if they live up to the hype.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar Jackson is really, always gonna be solid. So a quarterback for fantasy. Yeah. A lot of mono. I mean, love Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a nice combo. You've got a good tight end. They end up getting some good receivers, even though they had to wait. Nick Chubb at running back. Is he coming back from an injury? I believe
it might be a stash.
Yeah. And Warren as well. So yeah. Well, there we go. TCR champion looks amazing. I'm sure he does think so. All right. Well, hey, thanks, Simon Brand, for jumping on. It was a lot of fun having y'all on here. Glad I didn't have to just, kind of monologue myself, right? Filibuster.
No, this was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Good luck this year in fantasy football, and to everyone else in your leagues that are coming up. Good luck to you. And we will see you. We'll start doing some live streams after week 1 and during week 1. More info to come. So see y'all later. Peace.
Good stuff. Bye, everyone.